The Lakers looked pretty rusty against the Jazz in a defeat yesterday where they just didn't look like they were really into the game. It looked like they were sleepwalking through the loss. I thought that there really wasn't a lot of effort that was shown from the team, but there's been a lot of pushback. People are saying, oh, look, see, this is the issue with this team. I'm just going to sit here and say they're going to be just fine. If you look at the way things line up right now, that is their last game before the All-Star break. So obviously, you're getting in that game, you're getting a reduced version of the team. They have their mind in other places. They're thinking about rest, especially from a guy like Luka. You can tell he's still trying to get 100%. His conditioning's just not there right now. It's going to get there. As I said in the previous video, it's going to take like 4 to 5 games for him to start getting back to like 28 points a game. But the big takeaway from this loss is everybody online, everybody out there is saying this is the issue. They can't defend. They can't do this. The inside, they were getting dominated. No. What you saw yesterday was simply an uninspired Lakers team going into the All-Star break, and a Jazz team who, one is a young team. People are playing for contracts. They have nothing to lose. Every game, this regular season, these are big games for them. They're out there playing their hardest. They just play them on a stretch where they had just played them previously. So that's really what you saw yesterday. It wasn't a factor of this isn't going to be the defensive effort that you see from this team on a regular basis. It's just not going to be the case. And I think as you exit the All-Star break, they're going to start rolling in a little bit. They have a game against Charlotte. When they get done with the All-Star break, should be a win. Then they have a few more easy. I believe they have a game against Portland, what should be an easy win as well. And then they ramp into a pretty tough schedule. They have the 5th toughest remaining schedule in the NBA. But as I said, I think that I don't think that anything should be taken away from this game. Obviously, maybe effort in certain spots, but when the season gets to crunch time, they're going to pick it up. LeBron's going to pick it up. Everybody's going to start picking it up on this Lakers team. So I wouldn't take much away from this game when you have the All-Star break literally a few days away. They just weren't inspired. They had won, I believe, 6 straight before this, and they had been playing unbelievable defense with crazy high efficiency. An actual stat is they were actually rated in the last 13 games, they were rated as the top NBA defense through that stretch. Now, some of that included AD, but I believe like 7 of those games did not include him. Because remember, he had the injury even before the trade. So I'm not worried about this game. I don't think that anybody else should. I think that people around the NBA and people around the media right now are overreacting to one game that when you've seen previously in the past 13 games how well that they've played as a unit, this game was pretty irrelevant. And that's what it'll go down as. Now, could it be a game in the future where it comes down to seeding and they look back at it and they're like, oh, crap, we would have wanted that one? Hopefully that's not the case. But you could definitely see that happening. But I like their position right now. If they could finish as the 4 or 5 and Houston could stay in that gap right there, I like that outlook for them. I wouldn't mind that. They're going to beat Houston in a first-round series. The Rockets don't have the experience to be able to beat a Lakers team like that. So if they can stay in the 4 to 5, I think they're fine. So I don't think they need to make a push to get to 3 or 2. But moral of the story, takeaway from this video is that loss against the Jazz not going to mean much of anything in the grand scheme of things. And by the way, Bronny, he's starting to look pretty good, huh? It's garbage time, but that shot's been on recently.